Moulton, and we're particularly glad to see Jane tonight because, unfortunately, very recently we lost her husband, my uncle Woody Barnes, and she had a lot of courage coming to be with friends tonight. Thank you for being here, Jane. Also, Eddie Grialva and his wife Lydia are here tonight. They made the trip from the Bay Area. Where are you, Eddie? There he is. So Eddie's father worked on Moulton Ranch in the 1920s. And Eddie actually remembers meeting Louis Moulton when Eddie was a young boy. Now, there aren't many people walking the earth that can say that. And they made the trip, and we're glad they did. And Eddie's also really proud of his Native American heritage. And he's got lots of stories to tell. So if you want to hear a good story, Eddie's your man. Isn't that right, Ed? Eugene Serrano is also here tonight. If you know the Serrano name, it's no surprise. They've been around Orange County for a very, very long time, and we're an important part of the ranching period. Frank Serrano, Eugene Serrano's grandfather. Eugene's with us, right? Is Eugene here tonight? Well, Eugene is supposed to be here, and his grandfather was a cowboy on the ranch, and his grandmother, Tilly, actually worked on the ranch as well. Very important friends of ours. Mike Shingala's here, I know that. Mike, where are you? There he is. The Shingala's were tenant farmers on the Moulton Ranch. Johnny Shingala was part of the ranch team in the 1930s. And we have a lot of photos with Marguerite and Phyllis Shingala at Moulton Roundups with grandmother Charlotte. So Shingalas have been friends of ours for a long time. Larry Lazat, you're here, I know that. Larry sat on the board with a lot of Moulton family members when they were creating Moulton Miguel Water District, and he knows where all the bodies are buried. So Larry's your man.
They're over there playing cornhole.
Last but not least, my mother is here, Mary. Mom experienced the Moulton Ranch back in the glory days, and with Dad, and they would drive all over the ranch. We have some remarkable film of them driving around the ranch before development took over. She's here with us from the Sacramento area tonight. Thanks for being here, Mom. So before we get to the museum update, I just want to give some shout outs and some thank yous to David Doyle, and you can hold your applause to the end. David Doyle and his team, the city manager for Aliso Viejo, they did a bang up job helping us get this off the ground tonight. Stephanie Phillips especially. Gamecraft for pouring our beer tonight. Yay. Yeah, that's worth it. Hobbs Barbecue that we're all going to be chowing on here pretty soon. The team at the Laguna College of Art and Design for bringing an amazing art exhibition to us tonight. It's in the Bunkhouse. You got to go see it. Belante Family Winery donated 10 cases of wine. They donated 10 cases of wine. They're our best new friends. So, the team at California Rangeland Trust for helping us put this together. Cookies by Kyle, which you're going to see cookies. There's only 4 per table, so you got to run. Claudia DiNapoli, our office manager, who we recently hired, who had no idea what the hell she was getting into. And Jennifer and Cindy Keel, our archivists, who amaze us every day, including today. So thank you guys for all your work and support. We couldn't have done it without you. So an update on Moulton Museum. So I hope you've been able to already see what an amazing site Aliso Viejo Ranch is. And it's truly an amazing site. But it is not Moulton Museum. But it is a really important extension of Moulton Museum. And while you can see some of the content behind us that we provided for this site and around the entire site, the bulk of our collection is actually located in Laguna Hills. And the exhibition and gallery space is under construction in Laguna Hills off Cabot Road at Moulton Ranch Center. And we expect to open the doors in spring of 2022. So why are we doing this? It's a question I've asked myself a lot. Because it doesn't pay the bills, but honestly, it's the right thing to do. And I think at our heart, we're storytellers, and we've got a lot of content to be able to tell some amazing stories, and we want to do that. Because if we don't do it, who's going to? But also, at Moulton Museum, we believe in preserving history, learning from history, and not letting history disappear either through the passage of time or by design. And so that's very important to us. this area, and in fact, we have the original land grant patent from the U.S. Congress and President Ulysses S. Grant that was presented to Juanavilla in 1873. We have artifacts, maps. Boy, we've got a lot of maps. Telegrams between old Orange County families, pictures, artwork, furniture, film, you name it, we've got it. And most of our collection has never been seen by the public or historians outside of the family. And all this will come to life at Moulton Museum. The common thread through all of our exhibitions will be honoring the pioneering spirit, telling stories that are hopefully interesting, inspiring, and that celebrate achievement. We really want to do that, and that's going to be our calling card. Our first exhibition, entitled 1874, will detail Western expansion in the year that Lewis risked it all, donated over 400 items to Moulton Museum, and many of those pieces are going to be part of that exhibition. Also, our friends at Moulton Miguel Water District, we'd love to start developing an exhibition on how we get our water, how it got here in the first place, the amazing people and cutting-edge engineering that made it all possible and keep it running even in the face of severe drought. So we're working on that. And in our heart, again, we are storytellers, and highlighting those that may have been overlooked during their time in history is also a priority to us. And to that end, we have an exhibition underway in development entitled Women on the Ranch. And fortunately, we have a long line of strong Moulton women in our family, and we hope their stories will inspire others to find their courage to pursue what they love, no matter what might be standing in their way. So while we plan to open our doors in spring of 22, we're simply not confined by those four walls. Our history trailer, which you may have seen out there, is going to be available for on-site history exhibitions. We've already successfully held a number of art exhibitions, one at Casa Romanica, the other at Laguna Woods History Center. We have another art show scheduled at Soka University in 2022, and we're creating an ambitious mural program that will extend the reach of Moulton Museum and bring art, really amazing art, into all of our surrounding communities. In addition, we have an exhibition that's happening in October at the Laguna College of Art and Design Gallery in Laguna Beach, entitled The Art of Nellie Gail Moulton, and that's going to be open October 7th through November 21st. So it's a little scary that we're doing so much as a museum and we don't even have a museum. So I don't know what that means, but it's been organic, and I think that speaks to the demand that we've had based on all the reactions we've gotten from what we've been doing. What I can tell you is that Moulton Museum will not be traditional by any measure. We're going to be light on our feet, enrich in our content, and for all the parents out there, we're going to have a learning lab for kids in the museum. So if you'd like to join the fun, because we are having a lot of fun, and you want to become a supporter or a volunteer or a docent or a member of our advisory committee or anything, just sign up at our booth. It's over by where the barbecue is, and if you do, you'll get a free hat while supplies last. They're pretty sharp. Lastly, I'd like to turn our attention to this site, Aliso Viejo Ranch, and this was one of the last pieces of Moulton Ranch before it was sold. And eventually, this site landed in the hands of Aliso Viejo, the city. And for many years, they were faced with a conundrum about what to do with this 8 acres. You know, what could actually happen here? And in 2014, we began a conversation with some of the city council members, Mike Munzing, Dave Harrington, some of those guys, and their vision really matched kind of what we could help provide. And so what we did was agree to provide some historic content and context to this site and help them deliver on their vision. So over the last 7 years, we've seen all that happen, and we're so thrilled at what it's become. And we hope to continue our relationship with Aliso Viejo at this site, honoring its history and its agriculture connection. The work the city did to historically preserve this site in the white buildings there, the old original Moulton Ranch buildings, the last standing Moulton Ranch buildings, is truly amazing. And we're just honored to be a part of it, and we hope tonight you can all take it in. I know there's a lot of event planners here tonight, people that have their own galas and affairs, and I see your wheels turning, and the more people here, the better. So in recognition of the great work done by the City of Aliso Viejo and the Aliso Viejo Ranch Foundation, I'd like to ask Mayor Pro Tem Ross Chun and Council Member Richard Hurt to join me up here for a special presentation. Thank you, guys.
before we get on with the presentation, I asked Jared if I could just say a couple of words about this site and about our gratitude to the Moulton family and everything that you've done with us and for us over these years. I have been involved with this property for almost 18 years as a member of different agencies and a member of the public. And 9 years ago, when I was elected to the city council, I had high hopes that we would do something great here. And working with our council and working with our staff, we were able to exceed my greatest expectations and create, with the Moulton family's help, a location that brings preservation and recreation together with education for our youth and for all members of our community here. And associating with the Moulton family just uplifts the whole project. And we're so grateful. And when I see my council colleagues and Dave Harrington, Mike Munzing, Richard Hurt, who recently joined the council, Tiffany Ackley, everyone that's been involved with this, everyone has leaned in to make this a great project and a great success. And I just want to say thank you very much from the bottoms of our hearts, and thank you to the Moulton family and to everyone here who will continue to enjoy this property as we continue to develop it and bring more elements and more history to accessibility to the rest of the community. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. I just want to say thank you again for our relationship, and I'm proud to present to the Aliso Viejo Ranch Foundation from Moulton Company $100,000 to help continue your operations on this site. Thank you. Now to the most important thing, dinner is going to be served here very shortly. So make your way over to Hobbs Barbecue, and it's so great to see everybody. And don't forget, we also have opportunity drawing if you want to buy into that. And make sure, please, go see the art in the bunkhouse. It's really fantastic. Thank you for being here, everyone.